Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Posh K Beauty here, and I'm back again with another video. So if you're interested in watching this new Fenty foundation review, please sit back, watch, and enjoy.
Don't know if you got a girl. Don't mean to disrespect, but all of you rule my world. I even dream of you, I swear.
So as usual, I already moisturized my skin, prepped my skin for foundation application. I'm going to start off with going in with my brows, and I'll walk you through that process. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the color medium brown. Yep, in the color medium brown. It's this really thin pencil. It's an oldie but goodie. One of my favorites. So I jump back in with this. I'm going to lightly line my brows because today is going to be a natural look, and if you see this human being on my forehead, just ignore it. I just got her yesterday and she's making a cameo. So I'm going to rush through this process, do my brows and eyes off camera. So now I'm back and I got my brows on and I have my base lids primed and ready to go. I'm going to put my lashes on, then put the gloss on, and then we'll get right into this review. So now that we have our lashes on, our base complete, and our brows, I'm going to go in with now this Gucci eye gloss that I mentioned before. And I'm only taking a little bit. So this is the eye gloss. I've been really loving this look lately, this glossy look on the lid. I think it's super editorial, it's super chic, and it's a perfect way to just like introduce spring, summer coming into the summer months. I think it's great. I was a little afraid of doing this because it looks a little bit like Vaseline. But once you get past that, I think it looks super chic and nice. So now we're on to the star of the show. Drum rolls, please. Alright, so that star of the show being the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. And this is what the packaging looks like. And I was able to get this in a size 16. I was able to get this in the shade 16 because that's what I was matched at. I actually don't usually get matched when I go into Sephora, but today I felt like getting matched. I felt like having the whole 9. It was interesting being on the other side, being that I used to work at Sephora. I was skin matching people, so now that I was on the other side, it felt a little bit weird. So this does claim to be light to medium coverage for all skin tones, blends and blurs to instant perfection. Light as air. So light to medium coverage. But I've been seeing on TikTok that it's kind of like full coverage. So I'm eager to see what kind of coverage it gives off for my skin type. And this is what the packaging looks like. It's given a little bit of Beauty Blender packaging, that like blurred, coated outside. If you can't really know what shade is inside the packaging. So just to mention some tidbits, you do get 1.08 fluid ounces, 32 ml, which is standard for foundations. And again, I got this in the shade 16. So just to also mention, this foundation does cost $29.50, which is kind of on the cheaper side for Fenty. I know that Fenty like roughly charges around, like for instance, the powder foundation was $36. The concealer was $26, and I believe their foundation runs to be, hydrating foundation runs $36. And if we're comparing it to the other Pro Filter, it's about $36. So this one was kind of on the cheaper side for Fenty, so that's also good, and it's also smaller, so just keep that in mind. As I said, this is color 16. This one is considered a medium with neutral and olive undertones, which is not really what I go for because I have more of a yellow undertone. So I'm eager to see what this looks like. Again, the coverage is light, finished natural. This is free without parabens, and this is vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. Claims this is an easy to apply flexible skin tint. It quickly evens out your skin tone for a blurred effect. The Hydro Blend Complex and Humidity Sweat and Transfer Resistant formula has a smooth texture that layers well with primer and skincare. So that's great to know, because I did go ahead and prime my face with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and also put my skincare on. So this is good to know, and we'll see how it works with all of those layers. And it does have a little dropper, which is great. It's easy for on-the-go purposes. You could just drop it. You could drop it on your face. I normally don't. I usually put it on the back of my hand, so that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to go in with one of my Beauty Blender sponges. I've been seeing people apply this foundation with brushes. I don't normally use a brush to put on my foundation, but so I'm going to continue using it how I normally would. Damp it up a little bit, squeeze it. And I'm going to take what's on the back of my hand here and start blending. So as soon as I put it on, it does go on a bit light. Like it does look a little light, but once I start blending it into my skin, once I do start blending it into my skin, it does blend lovely. I'm curious to see if there is a cast, a white cast, being that it is, I feel like it's a little light. This is definitely not my own undertone. The person who matched me, I should have just went with my gut, because this is not even the right shade. But I will say that this foundation is super lightweight. It feels like I have really nothing on. It's not really covering my hyperpigmentation, even though it isn't quite my exact match. It still doesn't cover those dark spots like the people on TikTok told me it would. So I would definitely agree that this is super lightweight. So I'm going to put on the rest of my face and then come back and tell you guys exactly my thoughts on this foundation. It's wear test, how it feels on the skin, and all that jazz. So I'll be right back. So guys, I'm back, and as you can see, I have my full face on. To be quite honest, like just looking at this foundation, I'm actually like unimpressed by it. I feel like it didn't really do much.
It's not even giving what y'all said it was supposed to give. No, I wasted my money. So send me my money back.
I also set it with my Pro Filter powder foundation. Let me show you what that looks like. Also set it with this, which says a lot, because even when I set it, it still doesn't cover the hyperpigmentation. And I've never really had that problem with Fenty. The color match again was off. I had to kind of fix it with other things, concealer and powder foundation, and kind of like contour my skin a little darker than I normally would. I will say that it does feel like I have really nothing on my skin, but I would compare it, if I were comparing it to my Pat McGrath, and this is my everyday foundation, the Sublime Skin Fetish. This is super lightweight. So would I swap the Fenty skin tint out for this? No. Just for the simple fact that it does what I need it to do and gives me full coverage. This is for someone who doesn't really wear makeup, finds that they don't really need to cover up any spots, but I find that because I've been breaking out because of the mask and all those things, I kind of need that extra coverage, especially around my chin area. If you see here, I have some hyperpigmentation. I also have some here. So I will be returning this item just for the simple fact that, one, it's not my shade, and two, it doesn't really do what I need it to do in terms of everyday wear. But yeah, this is pretty much my review of the foundation. I can do a follow-up review if you guys want me to swap out my foundation shade and continue wearing it for about a week. But as of right now, after putting it on my skin, I don't really see myself kind of swapping over and changing my whole routine. I definitely would prefer the hydrating skin foundation and the soft matte foundation over this one completely. But again, if you have good skin, and I consider myself to have really good skin, but if you have better skin than me, this will work for somebody out there. Doesn't really work for me though, but I just want to end off the video by saying thank you guys so much for watching, and I want you to like, comment, and subscribe, and also click on that notification bell, because then you guys can see me every time I upload a video. So that means you gotta click the bell, click that subscribe button, and that like button as well. That will help me, help you, help everybody. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Where will we go? When the quarantine thing done and everybody touch road. Where we go, run. Oh, maybe gonna start, pull up in a fast car, yeah. And a fast start, make you want the fast part, yeah. I know you're feeling me, baby. You know I'm feeling you, baby. So what now, we feel okay. Baby, are you feeling me? 'Cause I'm really feeling you. Baby, are you feeling me?